everybody. Welcome to the Mahwah High School Sports Talk Radio. You're here by Sports Talk President Nicholas Bostico.
And Ashton Sharon.
Thank you, Ashton, for joining us today. Ashton's coming from Ramsey High School. This is our second guest appearance following Paul Akemian from Westwood High School. So let's get right into this. Ashton, Mahwah Thunderbirds are taking off against the division rivals in the Ramsey Rams and town rivals. You know when Mahwah plays Ramsey, it's hectic, it's crazy, it's a bloodbath out there. So let's get right into this. Mahwah, they're coming into this after a very nice win against Northern Highlands. They won 9-4. And on top of that, the Rams, they're also coming into this game after a very nice win. 10-1 to Duma.
Yes, it was to Duma.
Yeah.
It was a very nice win. It was a great performance all around. Pitching, hitting, led by Will Kirk. He had a nice home run. And, Will is just the heart and soul of this Ramsey team, as you see it.
Yeah, 100%. So, how about this? Let's talk about this Mahwah versus Ramsey history for a second here. So, the Thunderbirds in their last 5 matchups against Ramsey are 2-3. Mahwah being the underdogs against Ramsey. So, last time Ramsey faced off against the Thunderbirds, they won 4-0. Ramsey defeated the Birds 4-0. And then, in that same season, prior to that game, in their first series, they won, their second game in that series, they won 26-7 against the Rams. And Mahwah also lost to Ramsey for the first time in that season, 12-1. So, obviously, Ramsey coming into this, they're 1-2, or Ramsey, they're 2-1 against Mahwah. Mahwah's coming in 1-2 against Ramsey following the previous season. So, why don't we just talk about, the players and, who to watch for this game?
Well, obviously, on Ramsey's side, it's going to start with, Will Kirk. He's not on the mound tonight at all. But, hitting, he's one of the most dominant hitters I've watched. 444 average coming in tonight, 844 slugging percentage, 667 on-base percentage right through 45 at-bats. He's leading this Ramsey team with 3 homers. Another guy, to watch, he's committed to Marist. Is going to be Luke Monaco, through 48 appearances. He has 19 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, hitting 458, 750 slugging percentage, and a 667 on-base percentage as well. On the other side, for Mahwah, a few key guys, right?
You're going to have senior. Now, Jake Bonanno.
Yep, Jake Bonanno. He's going to be a guy to watch, right? He's pitching tonight. He's had a little bit of struggles on the mound to start the year, but it's not really all his fault. Defensively, Mahwah needs to clear up some things tonight, but he's been hitting decently as well on the year with a 356 average. But I think Daniel McClanahan with the 429 average, 524 slugging is going to be a big part. You're going to have Tyler Worth, who's really your big hitter, hitting 500 on the year on 50 at-bats. Let that sink in. 25 hits, 2 homers, right? 12 RBIs and a 700 slugging percentage. Yeah, Mahwah's just hitting it like crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And why don't we go ahead and we talk about the Patriot division for a second? So Westwood currently dominating the division right now. They're 13-1 in that division. Indian Hills following just behind them, but Indian Hills does stand in front of them in the state rankings, right? So why don't we go take an actual look at the division? We'll see that Westwood, obviously, like we said, is leading the division 13-1, or they're 13-1, and then Indian Hills following behind them 11-3, but they are higher in the power rankings for states. Pascack Hills just trailing behind them at 8-6, and Ramsey sitting in 4th right now at a 10-4-1 record.
Yeah.
Mahwah sitting right behind them, like we said, 8-6, and Riverdale is 5-11 overall. But that's not what you want to pay attention to. What you need to pay attention to is the division records, because that's what truly matters. Westwood 5-1 in the division, and then Indian Hills is 5-2. Pascack hits 4-3, Ramsey 3-3, Mahwah 3-5, and Riverdale 1-7. But you got to look at Westwood for a second. Westwood has 162 points scored in just 14 games, which is absolutely insane for a team.
Not to mention they've only given up 62 runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That just doesn't tell you the pitching dominance. Everything's working for them, right? The curve, the changeup, the slider, and their fastball. That's just what every team wants is dominant pitching with effective hitting.
100%. And why don't we go ahead and we take a look at the Mahwah Thunderbirds' last 5 games. So the Thunderbirds, they're coming after their Coaches vs. Cancer at Park Ridge tournament, and they won 9-4 against Northern Highlands, like we talked about earlier. Ridgefield Park, they defeated 10-0, and they also defeated Pascack Hill. So this is their second time on a 3-game win streak. And then on top of that, you got the game against Lakeland and Pascack Hills, where they did lose roughly, but you know what? They've had a really bad struggle of losing right away, but then they went on those win streaks, and I think that's what's really pushing Mahwah to become this very, dominant team. Say, hey, don't count us out, and I feel like that's what a lot of Mahwah teams have come through. If we look at the basketball team, or the boys basketball team this year, they were very like a 500-ish team in a way, and even if you want to take a look at girls soccer, they were similar like that, but you know what? They still made like these deep runs into states, and I think that's maybe something that we can see from Mahwah coming into this game today.
1,000%. Ramsey, I feel like they've also had, a lot of chip on their shoulders, right? I mean, whenever you think of Ramsey and you talk about Ramsey, your mind goes to one thing, right? Will Kirk. For football, it was Luka Gemma.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, for these young guys on this team, they want to kind of prove that, we can do it, without these guys, and especially for baseball, without Luke Monaco, without Will Kirk. And I think they're playing with that extra motivation on their shoulders, especially tonight, where this is the game. If you want to show it on any game, this is the one you want to do.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Mahwah Thunderbirds, Ramsey Rams coming out next, about 83 degrees and partly cloudy today. Today is a very special day. We're going to be mourning the death of my grandfather, Michael Grandpa Schmenti. He was a huge supporter of the Sports Talk Club, so you will be seeing a lot of name calls on him today. Mahwah Thunderbirds, Ramsey Rams, when we return.
And yell, Mahwah Thunderbirds! The pitcher, number 11, Jake Bonanno.
Just like you heard, Jake Bonanno is starting tonight. And first at bat for the Rams.
Going to be Roberto Cotez, number 37. Now, Roberto this year, right, he is a sophomore. He's very young, but when I tell you he is very electric, I mean, boy, oh boy, do I mean it. On the base pass, right, he comes in, with 3 stolen bases, but that doesn't really tell, the whole story. He has 40 at bats. He's hitting 400 on the year with a .575 slugging percentage. And like I said, he's a sophomore, right? This is a Ramsey team that's very young. They have 2 freshmen on varsity. One of them does play a lot. Connor McNally has already had 15 at bats this year. They have a ton of juniors, but they have 3 sophomores that consistently start in Sean Saylor, Alex DeSimone, and Roberto Cortez. That's going to be the big key to watch for this game, but also for the future of Ramsey.
That's right. But also, we got to take a look at Jake Bonanno on the mound. Jake Bonanno has been absolutely amazing on the mound this year. He's had I think he's played anywhere between 5 to 6 games, and he's been very electric right from the get-go. And, as we were told, there's a couple scouts here watching him today. Looks like we saw Iona baseball, so definitely something good to see, especially from this junior today. And, it's looking like it's going to be a very competitive matchup today. Both teams are pretty even for the most part. Ramsey is very high over the 500 mark. Mahwah just surpassing 500 a little bit.
Yeah, and Bonanno looking to be the 4th guy out of this group of both teams to get committed, right, for baseball. You got Kirk and Monaco for Ramsey, and you have Tyler Worth for Mahwah, right? I believe FDU.
Yes, sir.
So Bonanno looking to join an elite group of guys going for Division I here tonight.
That is correct, yeah.
Bonanno has a 2.15 ERA entering the game, by the way. So, you are right, he has been electric.
And he's immediately hit by pitch. Very interesting. We talked about how he's a very good pitcher running the start, but there goes Cortez. First pitch of the game, and he's going to first base.
The second baseman,
number
11.
I mean, that's a rare one, right? I mean, Bonanno, on his 4-seam fastball, which is what he threw there on the first pitch of the game, he's only walked 1 batter on that pitch. And he's never hit a batter this year with that pitch so far. So, very interesting to see that out of Bonanno.
Absolutely.
Different color. Let me see if I can.
And there is strike 1 from Bonanno.
I'm gonna look into it.
And here's the 0-1. And he's going to check Cortez.
Badenhausen is up for Ramsey. He's been their key second baseman on the year. He's been hitting it well so far to enter the year, 356 average.
Here's the 0-1. Yeah, it's going to be a swing and a miss there from Badenhaus.
I mean, that was just a beautiful pitch. Perfect location. Bonanno, the southpaw, doing a great job at keeping Cortez on first.
And it sounds like our Mahwah Thunderbirds versus Ramsey Rams girls lacrosse game is starting now.
And that's always fun, I mean, I've always loved lacrosse. Lacrosse is a pretty cool sport.
And here's the 1-2. And there's a drive out to right field, and it's going to be caught by Lushinsky.
And that right there, that's a big thing Mahwah needs, right? Defensively, like I said, they've struggled a little bit. So to go out there and really do it, I mean, that's something that you like to see out of them. Just not dropping those routine fly balls. But here comes Will Kirk now, and boy, oh boy, is he dangerous.
And here's the 0-0. Yeah, that's going to be a little high for a ball 1.
All right, work quick, Jake, work quick.
And surprising there, he threw changeup on the first pitch there to Kirk. I mean, that just tells you how, effective Kirk is at hitting the fastball.
Oh no, and that's going to be fouled out to the first base side.
He's pitching Kirk inside. The first 2 were both on the inside part of the plate. Kirk struggled inside as well.
Like you were talking about earlier, committed to Virginia, and you potentially said the MLB draft.
Yes, Will Kirk. Every game this year he's had about 20 scouts or more. I've been hearing, he's number one left-handed pitcher in Jersey. Right, potential second, third round potential if he really keeps it going.
And here's the 2-1. And that's going to be outside.
He's just struggled on his command so far on the off speed. Another changeup just left that high and outside.
3-1. And it's going to be right down the middle for a beautiful strike there from Bonanno.
And that was a two-seam. You could tell it was the two-seam just based on the spin of the ball, which is very interesting. You could tell between the spin whether it's going to be a four or a two-seam.
And there goes Cortez running, but that's going to be a nice drive out there.
Get him, double him off, double him off!
And that's going to be caught there. And could he get him out? And no, he does not.
He doesn't, but Cortez, very, very risky move there. Yes, you're going, but you have to see that right away. As soon as that ball is hit in the air, you got to stop.
100%.
He's lucky he didn't get doubled off there.
Remo looking like he's going to have a talk with the umpire.
Yeah. I think he touched second and never touched it going back.
Touch second?
Like he was stealing. He may have rounded.
And this could end up coming back.
Shortstop, number 31.
Apparently
Luke
they're
Monaco.
saying that he touched second, but on the way of coming back on a steal, he missed it.
Monaco now up for Ramsey. Monaco is committed to Marist.
On deck is number 5, the sophomore Sean Saylor.
It sounds like our girls lacrosse game is officially underway.
What else are they looking at?
Some questioning on what's going on right now in the Mahwah versus Ramsey.
That's their job, though.
And Bonanno, look, he's just doing a great job, right? He's doing the stretches. As a former pitcher myself, you just got to stay loose, right? You have to throw it around with the infield, do some stretches. So it looks like we're going to get back underway here finally with 2 outs in the top of the first.
So here's the 0-0. And that's going to be right down the middle for strike 1.
Let's go, kid!
And again, that's just a beautiful 4-seam fastball. He's been almost money on that the entire year so far. Oh, and what a beautiful pickoff attempt. But once again, you've seen it before and you'll see it again, just not able to get it and throw it in time to second as Cortez gets a steal. But, really, it shouldn't have been. He should have been picked off.
So here's the 0-1 here from Thunderbirds. 2 outs, Cortez on second. And his time is called. And that's going to be low for ball 1. 13 pitches here from Bonanno.
Your pitches, kid. Let's go.
That was another thing I was talking about, and my pregame is they're gonna need to adjust location and command. Those are the 2 biggest things as a pitcher.
Correct.
A lot of guys these days, and the younger guys and the guys that are coming up, they think it's the most important to throw 100 miles an hour. But you could do that, and if you leave every pitch down the middle, look at Aroldis Chapman now, right? He's still reaching 100, but he gives up an amount of home runs that are almost absurd in the game.
Correct. So 2-2 count here. And here's the pitch. Yeah, it's going to be a foul ball.
Just great job there by Monaco. You could tell he was thinking changeup, but as you saw the fastball, he went earlier, and yes, he ended up late on it, but you'd rather be late than early. And
I'd like to make a comment. That foul ball made it all the way over to the football field into the end zone during the national anthem for the Mahwah Thunderbirds versus Ramsey Rams girls national anthem.
Wow, that was definitely some power then.
And that's a high netting too. You can't see it here, but that's a very, very high net to hit the ball over.
And then Monaco's just a guy with sneaky power. You know, you wouldn't really see it looking at him, but he definitely does have power.
And there's going to be a ball called there.
Count runs full. I mean, so far, like I've said, you know, it was off speed. He just hasn't been able to locate it so far here tonight. And that's going to be the key difference, I think, in this game.
And he's going to walk him.
Oh, and Cotes goes in, his second steal. And he's a guy you just can't take your eyes off of, right? I mean, now that's 5 steals for him on the year.
Number 5, Sean Saylor.
So here's Saylor up now.
Get some rhythm, let's go.
Here's our report on this.
On deck is going to be number 2, Anthony Irving.
Guys, out.
Woo!
That hit.
That was a little close. We're good.
A little bit close to our stand.
That was a little bit close.
That
Well,
ball.
it's all right, though. Got a good old hat for a glove tonight.
I think that hit the top of our 10.
That did, and then it came down the side. That was a great first pitch, though.
There is a tiny hole in our 10, so we do have to watch out for that. You know, Mr. Jankowski, he texted me today, don't forget to bring the 10. I tell you, he was smart. We almost died.
And that was just smart base running there by Ramsey. Sometimes, you know, you'll see teams, when they know the runner's going to take, they're going to have that second baseman come in front of the bag and throw it down to try to pick them off. And it's a base hit.
So here is Cotes. He's going to score. And Monaco. So Ramsey is going to go up 2-0.
That's just a great piece of hitting there, right? I mean, you're going to look on that right side of the infield, and the second baseman from Mahwah just nowhere to be, right? They're pulling the shift. He's trying to keep on Monaco on second base, and because of it, 2 runs come home to score. Because now Anthony Irving is up.
Ooh. There's a hit. Going to hit the umpire, and that's going to go right to...
It's going to be an out.
Sariti. So that's going to be 3 outs there from the Thunderbirds. 0-2 when we return.
I have more safe stats.
The second baseman, number 3, Danny McClanahan.
So McClanahan now up first for the Thunderbirds. McClanahan was injured for the baseball season and the football season.
And on the mound for Ramsey going to be number 45, Chris Marseglia, the brother of his brother, who is going D1. He went D1 to Iona. Has not played yet this year, but I did have the privilege of being an NRL teammate with his brother. Marseg's 9 innings pitched has given up 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, 8 walks, 5 Ks, a 3.11 ERA.
And there's the first pitch. It's going to be a little low there for ball 1.
And that's big Marseg's big struggle. Like I just said, 8 walks on the year. That's right about 1 walk an inning. Got all over that amount here tonight against a very good hitting Mahwah team.
Very, very low hit there. A very low pitch there, and McClanahan is now going to be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he definitely has a low zone tonight. Zallen almost taking the head off.
Yeah, 2-1 count here.
You're not carried 4-5, move down the center.
Two one, very high. 3-1 count here.
Marseg's, you know, you can see he's trying to get his 2-seam going this year, and he just hasn't been able to go long amount with it and throwing strikes. It's mainly been his 4-seamer this year.
And McClanahan going to hit a foul to behind him.
That's another thing this Mahwah team's very good at, working the count. A lot of times you'll see them, you know, work 5-6 pitches. And that takes the tear on a starter and forces the opposition to go to their bullpen.
McClanahan going to hit to short.
Monaco errors it. And that is a very, very rare error on Monaco. Monaco, I don't know if you know this, but it's his 4th year. Think about how many guesses you think Monaco has had as a varsity athlete so far in his career. He's at about 8. Right. I mean, it's just, yes. I mean, that's just, he has 1 error so far on the year, and that's number 2. I mean, that is, quite honestly, almost a career high for him.
Definitely.
I mean, just not a guy you see error it.
Here's the pitch. And that's going to call it strike down to Worth. And so here's the 0-1. And Newman on deck for the Thunderbirds.
I mean, Worth is one of the best hitters. I mean, I've had the privilege of watching so far in my tenure right here for high school sports. I mean, just clean, you know, threw the ball, doesn't try to do too much. You know, he just makes the contact and really lets his power do the rest.
Yeah, that's right. And here's the 0-2. Worth keeping himself alive there with a foul ball.
That was a great pitch by Marseglia there. Dipping low, right? He went for a little bit of a 2-seamer with more of that break. And it broke inside. But like you said, great job by Worth to stay alive.
That's right. And there's Worth with a drive out to deep left center field. And it's going to drop. McClanahan's going to make it to second. And Worth is going to have a nice base hit. And this is going to set up
the center fielder, number 14.
This is going to set up Newman.
Jack Newman.
And this is where Marseglia and a lot of the Ramsey Rams that have the higher ERAs have struggled this year, right? Runners in scoring position. You know, last year they struggled in this position as well. This year a little bit better, but they've still struggled, especially Marseglia. Out of his 6 runs allowed, 5 of them have been with a runner on second base or third base.
Bonanno checking the first pitch. And so here comes Ramsey going to talk it over.
Catcher Joe Baffa.
going to be strike for Bonanno. Excuse me, Newman. So here's the 1-1.
Newman coming off a game's rest. He did not play in their last matchup.
And that's going to be called a ball a little low inside.
I mean, you can tell what Marseilles is trying to do, right? He's trying to establish that low and inside pitch, but he's not getting it. He's just getting it either a little bit too low or just a little bit inside. But that one was good right there.
And it's going to be a 2-2.
Come on, Newman, let's go, boys, let's go. There's no plate there. Just go. Let's go. Get it off the base.
Here's Marcegilla on a 2-2 count, and the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Very high. That was a very weird pitch to take.
Yeah. You know, he chased there on the slider by Marseilles. That's a pitch Marseilles is
number 11.
really, you know, trying to establish. And, you know, a pitch like that you can understand. He thinks it's going to break low in the zone. Kind of looks like a curve coming out of the hand. But that's just one that you got to get better at reading.
Yeah. So here's Bonanno now up.
I believe he had a home run in his last game, correct?
That is correct, yeah. And here's the LO. Bonanno had a home run in his first game as well in the season against Westwood.
Let's go, let's go.
Like we were saying, Westwood very dominant. They sit second in the Section 1 Group 2 standings.
I mean, look, hitting a home run here, right? It's a big feat. You're talking at least 350 feet, right? Given that the wall is 345 back, you know, then you got to take in the height of it towards left field.
I like 350.
Yeah.
1-1 count there. That was a strike. McClanahan on second, Worth on first. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
And that's Bonanno's pitch. You know, he gave it to him. Fastball right in the zone. I mean, that's very similar to the pitch he crushed for a home run last game.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, let's go, Jake. Put it in play now. Come on.
1-2 count here. And here's a 1-2. That's going to be low. Good pitch to take there as we got a 2-2 count.
Let's go, Jake. You got this. Help yourself, bro.
2-2 here for Bonanno. Marcegilla with the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss.
Strike 3, yeah. Now, it's going to be interesting tonight with Chris Marceglia, right? I mean, he comes in. He's usually a relief guy, right? They're giving him the start today because, you know, he's been doing pretty decent. But you got to think when he reaches, you know, right around those 60, 70 pitches, you know, I think it's going to be, you know, will he keep going? Will his arm be able to keep going? That's a big thing that teams struggle with when you have a reliever going out there for the first time of the year, getting his first start. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what his pitch count leash is going to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Ready to see it, Matt?
Here's Mackey's going to hit it down there to left field. Here's McClanahan trying to make an effort to get home, and he'll make it. And that's going to go behind him, so now Worth is going to make it to third, and Mackey's going to make it to second on an error by
left fielder
McNally.
That's a play there, right? Sailor's not usually a left fielder. More of a third baseman. But you got Cortez playing third. But, I mean, mean, that's a play where you got to hit your cutoff, right? Either AI or the pitcher Mercedes got to get in front of that, by not doing that. I mean, that's just a bonehead play, and you let 2 runners advance.
Yeah, that's right. And here's Poland is going to get it through. No, he's not. And that's going to be 3 outs from the Thunderbird, or from Ramsey. So the Thunderbirds getting a run in that inning, and they're going to make this and they're going to split Ramsey's lead in half. 1-2 Ramsey when we return. Welcome back to the Mahwah High School Sports Talk Club Radio. Joined with Nicholas Bostico and Ashton Sariti.
Now, Nate McLaughlin will step up for Ramsey. He's struggled so far, on the season. Just can't get his footing. He's hitting 176 on the year, but he does have a 323 on base percentage. And a bunt. Gonna go foul. It's been the big thing with Nate, right? He's been a guy who does have a ton of speed. So they've been trying to get him on base any way they can. They've tried with the bunting a lot in these games, and he just can't seem to get it down in fair territory. But he does have 8 steals on the year, which, again, does show his speed.
0-1 count. Yeah, it's going to be a swing and a miss.
Hey, let's keep that head in, kid. 2 now, right in range.
Alex DeSimone is on deck.
And pitch. That's going to be high for an 0-2 count. Excuse me, 1-2.
Hey, JV basketball, come on, kid.
And a 1-2. And that's going to
And
be...
that right there, I mean, that's just a nasty off-speed pitch. I mean, there's nothing you could do with that.
That's a meatball.
Designated hitter number
No,
36.
but that's just
Alex
a slider
DeSimone.
cutting inside. It's hard to see it from our angle, but as a hitter, I mean, there's almost virtually nothing you could do. You think that pitch is going to stay inside, and it breaks right over the heart of the plate, but at the last possible second.
Almost hit by a pitch there.
Come on, bro. Come on, Jake, come on, bud.
And 2-0 count now.
Stay calm, once.
DeSimone is a guy who struggled his first 20 at-bats or so on the year. He was hitting 186, but he's really picked it up, right? He's hitting now 279, 302 slugging percentage through 43 at-bats. So
Yeah,
it's nice to see him getting it going, getting back in the rhythm and confidence.
going to be a walk there.
The catcher, number 26, Joe Bofa.
Now, Joe Bofa, senior catcher, I know him very well. Started off the year amazing. 10 at-bats. He had 5 hits. He went 4 for 4 in the first game of the season. But since then, I mean, he's really struggled. He's hitting .216 now through 36 at-bats with only 8 hits, 5 RBIs. And when you take into account that 4 of those RBIs were between the first 3 games of the season, I mean, that just goes to show you a little bit of a rough stretch he's hit.
A 2-0 count here. And there's a McLaughlin running.
D. Simone, who does have a little bit of speed, he's just going to take off on a rare wild pitch by Moreno.
Here's a 3-0. Yeah, we're going to call a strike there. Mono with 35 pitches right now.
Now, Bofa's not going to be one of the guys who gets a green light on the 3-0, but you best believe that pitch is to Will Couric or Luke Monaco, and they're going to have the green light. Same thing with Mahwah, right? If it goes to Worth or Morano, they're going to have the green light to swing at that.
Right.
I mean, that's just a pitcher knowing the batter right there to know he can get that through.
And that's a foul behind the first base line, so that's going to be a 3-2 count here for Simone. So 1 out, 3-2 count. McLaughlin on second.
Yeah, D. Simone on second.
D. Simone on second.
Oh, and check swing hit to advance the base runner.
Number 37, Roberto Coates.
I mean, 25.
Get and throw it. Get and throw it. Let's go.
25.
Okay. So here's Cortez back up.
He got hit by the pitch, the first pitch of the game, but he survives this time.
And he's got 2 steals today. 1-0. One count. So that's a 1-2 count there from the strike from Bonanno.
That's it.
On Cortez. Cortez was hit by a pitch last at bat.
Yeah. And he also had 2 stolen bases as well on the base pass. And he gets hit again! I mean, he just must be a magnet to the ball.
Maybe.
Number 11, Christian Bodenhauser.
He's reminding me, I forgot the batter's name, but he played for Philly. I mean, Bryce Harper, too, is another one who gets hit a lot, but there was another hitter on Philly, and he led the majors in getting hit with like an outrageous rate. He got hit like 100 times in a season.
Right. So here comes Wazinski, Worth, Buser, Mackey, as well as McClanahan and Sariti to come in over and talk it over with Bonanno.
Now, apparently we have a chat. I don't know how we check that, but apparently we do have I think maybe a question.
I don't know about chat. Fortunately, on the Mahwah Sports Talk Club radio, we do not look at our chats as it is blocked to us. So we have no way of checking any questions for our chat? And the 0-0 count, and that's going to be foul to the third base side.
Great catcher by the third base coach, Paul Urbanovich, who's the head coach of Ramsey.
DeSimone sitting on third base.
We have about 5 scouts here for Winona. 1 from Iona, I can tell 1 from FDU, and another one from the University of South Florida, which would, man, if I was him, I would jump all over that offer, a chance to go to Florida.
Oh, believe it or not, man. I don't know, South Florida, it's pretty hot down there.
It's pretty hot, but that's how I like it. I mean,
And that's going to be low for a 1-1 count.
He's going to get a ball, son. Kirk.
You have a nice little through here.
That's a wild pitch, and Roberto takes another. Now, that won't be ruled as a stolen base, so if you are
Number 13,
going live to
William
live,
Hurt.
that won't count as a stolen base, especially, given the fact that that was ball 4 as well. So.
Come on, Jade.
So here's Kirk. Oh, and that's going to be high for a 1-0 count.
I don't know if you heard it behind us, but there were kids that were talking about Will Kirk and even said they wanted to get an autograph. That's probably still a first for Will Kirk, who's a high school prospect.
Yeah, but you never know,
No, you never do.
2-0 count, and it's going to make it past Sariti. So here is Cortez is going to make it home. No, excuse me, that's going to be DeSimone making it home, and Cortez is going to make it home. And
on an errored throw, and that is now
Bottenhouse making it home.
the third error on Mahwah here so far today. 2 throwing.
Number 31, Luke
That fielding one
Blanco.
could go either way. It was a sharp hit ball, right about 87.6 off the bat. So sharply hit. You could rule that either way, a hit or an error. They're going to rule it a hit. I don't necessarily disagree.
A lot of things could change here too, so we could potentially see it as an error by the end of the inning. But we got Coach Diaz and Mr. Doors running the scoreboard and audio today. So you know what? They're very smart. They're very acknowledged in baseball. So I think we could see some things changing. And there is a deep drive out to left field, and that is foul.
Just barely.
That had to have gone maybe 360. Had to have.
Easily.
And Ryan Hawkin, who's a freshman on this team, making the effort to get that ball, but that is going to be fouled. Did not go over the fence, so probably about 330. Still impressive, though.
Kirk, he just added 3 RBIs to his sheet. No, 2 because of the throwing error. So. I'd say 2 RBIs there.
So 1-1 count here.
And that foul ball just shows you, like I said, the sneaky hitting ability of Monaco as he gets yet another. This kid, you talk about his past 5 games. He's been hitting .650 in his last 5 games. Just seeing it
Number
at an
5,
unbelievable
Sean
rate
Saylor.
right now.
Here's Saylor now up for Ramsey. 5-1 Ramsey leading Mahwah. And Ashton, like we were talking about earlier, it is hot. It is hot here. Like last time we were here, we were playing Riverdale. This was broadcasted by yours truly. And also Kieran Hetzel. Kieran's sophomore has been doing very well with Sports Hall Club. And that's going to be low, and Sailor's going to swing at that for a 0-1 count.
Again,
and it was
beautiful
cold,
pitch.
very, very cold. It was raining. It was about 40-something degrees. I had a hockey game right after that. It was cold. But you know what? We're sitting here now. You're in a Hawaiian shirt, man, and we're just
I mean, hell yeah, man, the Hawaiian shirt.
living the dream, you know? 0-2 count there.
And there you go. This is what you want to see out of Bonanno. Establishing that inside presence of the box. That's what you want out of any pitcher. Any pitcher who you talk to will tell you the same thing. I know I tried to do the same exact thing. And again, he goes inside, and Sailor puts it out of play.
And he keeps himself alive ever so slightly.
Now we've seen 2 fastballs, 1 off speed. I would probably expect a little bit of an inside slider to break away and low on the plate, especially with no balls in the at bat. You know, you definitely have pitches to play with.
So here's the 0-2. And it's going to call time here from Ramsey.
A little bit inside, but again, good pitch. You know, you have pitches. And they're going to call that a ball. I thought that was right down the middle. I know if I was Bonanno right now, I'd be a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit annoyed.
That's down low for 32.
That's enough.
So we went from 0-2 to 3-2. And this is where the real batter as a pitcher mentally comes into play. Right? You never want to lose a guy when you start 0-2. And he doesn't. That's a beautiful pitch. Beautiful scoop, and he gets out of it.
So 5-1 Ramsey at the end of the top of the second when we return.
Fielder number 22, Alex Luchinsky.
So Lachinsky now up starting for the Thunderbirds here at the bottom of the second.
Go, Big Al.
And Lachinsky, 22 today. And so that's going to be low for ball 1.
Marseille's only at 24 pitches. Granted, through 23 the first inning. But, I mean, when you look at his match with Bonanno, he's already at 57 in this game through 2.
Here's the 0-1. Down low. Good look by Lachinsky. 2-0 count.
Again, you know, we've talked about it. Marseille is a reliever. So every ball he throws, you know, it's got to be in the back of the mind that, you know, may not work as long as he really wants to.
There's Lashinsky. He's going to get to Monaco, and that's going to be thrown out there.
And that's what Monaco does very well, is the fielding department. We did see him have an error.
The first baseman, number
earlier
7, Charlie Sariti.
So now here's Sariti up. Sariti just committed to Clemson University.
Oh,
Not on an athletic scholarship, but on on an honors program scholarship. So good job for Sariti.
Hey, any athlete, you know what they say, the number one thing to being a good athlete is being good mentally. And if you're going on an academic scholarship, I wish him nothing but the best.
The left fielder,
So
number
Sariti
16,
popping out.
Ryan Huckins.
Bottenhouse with a good catch.
There's a beautiful off speed.
Like we said, Hawken, the freshman, coming in, is a very solid performance early. But there's an 0-2 count early there.
Both these teams are relatively, young and experienced. Not too many seniors on either side.
Last game, Hawken was walked. He had one run and only one at bat though.
1-2, and honestly, not the greatest waist pitch in the world. Waist pitch is good, but you want to keep it relatively near the zone. That's something that Marseilles has told me he's working on as well with his pitching coach on the side and with Ramsey.
100%. There's going to be a tip there, so it's going to be 3-2 count. Not a tip, excuse me.
And again, falling behind batters when you're ahead. We saw it with Milano in the top half of the second inning, and now we're seeing it with Marseilles. And he loses him.
Hawken going to have a walk there.
Number 3, Danny McClanahan.
I tell you what, McClanahan, big FGL fan.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you be?
I know, right?
Very good band.
A lot of the walk-up music today on both sides. I mean, I very much enjoyed it.
I like the different genres.
For sure. Have a little bit of pop,
So there's a
Some
look by
funnier ones.
McClanahan, and that's going to be an 0-1 count. Like you were saying, yeah.
Good eye.
Now, McClanahan has a very good eye up there at the plate. 42 at-bats, right? And he has 9 walks. So, when it comes to seeing the ball well and determining balls versus strikes, McClanahan is one of the best on the team.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Safe. Stealing the base there for Mahwah was left fielder Hawken. That's Ryan Hawkins' 4th stolen base on the year.
And McClanahan's going to get walked.
Bring us back here, kid.
Number
I
1,
wouldn't be surprised.
Tyler Worth.
Mahwah, the catcher, or Ramsey, maybe after this batter, depending what happens, goes out, just, talks to Marseglia. Sometimes that's just what a pitcher needs. Just a little bit of a relaxed moment, talk to your coach, clean up a little bit of the mechanics.
That's right.
Let's go, T-Worth. Launch one, kid.
So here's the 0-0 count. That's going to be high. And that's going to be for a ball 1.
And that's 4 straight balls thrown by Marseglia. The most pitches he's thrown in a game this year has been 52. And this will be pitch number 40 for him.
That's correct. So here's the 1-0 count from the Thunderbirds. From the Rams, excuse me.
Nice.
That's going to be fouled behind, so it's going to be a 1-1 count. So worst last at bat was a base hit to left center field, just barely dropped. This allowed McClanahan to get to second. And here's the 1-1.
And
Worth is going to get that right through the right field side, and here's Hawken going to come in. McClanahan looking to come in. It's going to be close, but Monaco. Oh, and Worth is going to make it to second. Monaco couldn't get it down, and McClanahan's going to come home, and Mahwah cuts this lead to 2, and it is now 5-3.
And Worth again. I mean, you want to talk about, just like how I said with Monaco, seeing the ball and saying, well, Worth is another guy, right? And this is the reason he's committed to, Fairleigh Dickinson University for baseball.
That's right. And now here's Newman up. But here comes the Rams, and they're going to talk it over with Marseglia.
And this is just, I think, going to be one of, telling Marseglia, look, you've pitched relatively well up to this point, The 3 runs, they aren't all on you, right? He's had, a little bit of defensive issues behind, with the error by Monaco. But for the most part, he's relatively kept it in the zone. A few walks, right, to this inning. But on that last at bat, he had a beautiful pitch on the inside. And it was just hit, so.
Go, New.
Definitely not a thing of him not necessarily doing bad.
And that's going to be outside, ball 1. So Worth is on second now. And Newman next up. So it's 1-0 count from Newman.
Newman struck out swinging his last time up. On the slider.
Count.
Now, Jack Newman last game went 1 for 4, but doesn't tell the whole story because he also had a walk and had 2 RBIs to help surge Mahwah to their victory.
Don't even make it close.
And here's the pitch. And Newman is going to walk. So you got Newman on first, and you got Worth on second. And now Bonanno now up. Bonanno, he struck out swinging as well in his last at-bat.
Number 11.
And you're looking at Marseglia, right? We talked about his walk issues, coming into the day. But the first inning, he didn't walk anybody. And here in the second, he now has 3 walks allowed, and that's really hurt him. That's another one high and away.
Go, Sticks.
For ball 1.
Green light, let's go.
That's a pitch a little high, but cold for his strike. 1 count.
Come on, Jake.
1-2, and now Marseglia figuring it out as if you're.
Please excuse us for the technical difficulties that we are experiencing.
And he's going to balk him. And now head coach Rabanovic goes out to the mound, and that's the second mound visit. I think that's going to be... Oh, no, he's not going out for a mound visit. He's going out to talk about the balk, and he's very frustrated as he throws the clipboard down to the ground. That's the 5th time Coach Rabanovic has done that this season. In fact, he's broken 2 clipboards so far on the air.
Let's go, Jake. Come on, kid.
The 1-2.
And that's going to be out.
Caught by Monaco.
And that's a great catch there by Monaco. So that's going to end the inning. Mahwah getting 2 runs there. And so it's going to be 3-5 when we return.
Irvin.
We are back here, back with the camera. We were having some laggy difficulties, but we're going to try and get on that soon. But here we are back. Top of the 3rd, 3-5. Mahwah is down.
is it in here? Jack Newman came in to relieve Jake Bonanno, who had 58 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 hit batters, 5 runs, 4 earned. That's his official line.
So here's Newman on a 1-1 count. And here's the pitch. And it's going to be a swing and a miss. So that's going to be 2 strikes.
Irving hit a beautiful shot that went off the umpire's hip or leg and went right to the first baseman for the out. So a little bit unlucky his last time up.
And that's going to be a pop fly, and that's going to be foul. And that looks like, is it going to go on the turf? And it will.
It almost hit a watcher on the Ramsey side.
And what looked to be Isabella Latito very aggressively throwing that baseball off of the turf over there.
And look at that, the sun just exploded out, and now it's even brighter. I might need to get the shades on for this one.
51 more days, Ashton.
51 more days, and then
We're out of here.
we're out of here.
Well, I'm out of here. You're out of Ramsey.
Yes. I'll be going to ASU, who are the proud sponsors of the glasses that I'm wearing.
Your boy's going to be going to Sacred Heart Pioneers. So that's going to be a hit, and that's going to fall down the right field, and that's going to go dribble a little bit more into the field before it is retrieved by Lashinsky, giving it to
Number 35, Nate McLaughlin.
Nate struck out looking his last time up. After trying to lay down a bunt on the first pitch.
So here's the 0-0 count.
Go in the dirt.
That's going to be, like you said, in the dirt. And
All right.
sounds
So
like Ramsey's calling in a pinch runner here.
Yeah, so with the pinch runner, since AI does not play
Your
catcher,
attention, please.
that
Pinch
does
runner
mean
for the Rams,
Marseilles
number
will be
16,
done
Will
after
Thompson.
49 pitches and 3 runs allowed. It'll be 2 earned.
Foul into the Ramsey dugout on the first base side. So 1-1 count here, and the sun is shining now, like you said. And that's going to be a bunt to Newman, and that's going to be out. Sariti looking for the double play, but it looks like Irving is going to make it there just in time.
So that'll be a 1-3 fielder's choice for anybody who would not know how to score that. And the reason it would be a fielder's choice is because the pitcher Newman did have an option to throw to second base. If there was no option to go, then it would simply just be a 1-3.
That's correct. So now here is McLaughlin now. McLaughlin walked last time. And that's going to be in the dirt there, and it's going to be a 1-0.
So D. Simone is up. McLaughlin bunted out, so Alex D. Simone is up. He, I believe, did get a hit, right?
Ashton, if we want to take a look at Mahwah's next games for the rest of the season, why don't we take a look at that really quickly? So, coming up on May 1st, Mahwah plays their second game against Ramsey in the season series at Ramsey. Then they're going to go on to West Milford 2 days later in West Milford. Then take a little bit of a break, and they come back on Wednesday the 8th, and that almost looked like that hit McLaughlin. But it looks like it didn't. So it's going to be a 2-0 count here. Like I was saying, Paramus on the 8th, so that's a Wednesday. Then on the following Friday, they're going to play Demarest at home. Then on the following Monday, it'll be at here against Old Japan. And then the next one is going to be on Thursday in Clifton. And then the final game of the season, which is going to be on a Saturday against Dwight Englewood. And that's going to be at 11 a.m., very early baseball. And that's going to be a foul there from McLaughlin, so that's going to be a 2-1 count.
And the ones I'm really looking at here, right, are Demarest. They've been playing some decent baseball. They struggled in their last game out, but really for the most part, they've been playing a lot of great, clean baseball. And then obviously the game at Ramsey. We're here today because it's a rivalry. It's going to be
26,
just as big in that game as well.
Also because I took off of work, too.
Yes. Yes, sir. We did both take off of work for that game.
And Ramsey's going to score there. That was Irving that came in.
Only hit by Alex DeSimone. For DeSimone, that was his 6th RBI on the year.
Hey, right side, be ready.
So 1 out. 0-1 count. And it's going to be outside for a ball. So 1-1 count here for Bofa. Joe Bofa. And the pitch, and that's going to be low. And that's going to be a ball. So we got a 2-1 count. And you look at a town like Westwood, and you really think to yourself, how are they developing such these amazing athletes? They're so dominant in baseball right now.
They're very dominant in football every year.
And pop fly.
You take a look at last year in one of the games against Ramsey. Westwood put up about 50 points and shut Ramsey down to
Number 37,
in the 14 points. It was something like that. It was something ridiculous. And like you said, they are a small town. And I just think it's a credit to, the players themselves. And they have great development, with their coaching. So it's all of that put together.
Yeah, me, Dan, and Chase, we actually called that Westwood game against Mahwah. That was a very fun game. Chase is with us, right? Come on, Chase, don't be shy. Come in here. It was a really fun game that we called,
Oh, yeah. Which one?
The Mahwah Westwood game. Remember the
football?
Yeah, for football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun game.
I think
It's
we
a
lost,
ball.
but it was
Oh, yeah,
just-
we got creamed, but it was
going.
that was a monumental day for sports talk. And it's crazy to think, too, like how we only have so many broadcasts left.
All right, Jack, no problem. Let's get the batter now. Come on.
I think we could get like 3 more if we're lucky. So Cotes, who's hit by pitch both times, and Newman just sailing it over his head. It looks like this man is, like you said earlier, a magnet to the ball. And that's going to be fouled.
Roberto Cotes, he reminds me a lot of Huey Jennings. If you don't know who he is, he has the record in the MLB for the most times being hit by a baseball. 287.
Wow.
So he's definitely got a few stingers there that probably lasted, but
I couldn't even imagine being hit once. 287? Forget
and
about it.
after like the first 100, you get used to it,
Probably. This should be high for a 2-1. Newman has 21 pitches right now. And we haven't had a single inning yet where nobody scored.
Every single inning.
We've had some sort of score. That's going to be down in the dirt. And
Oh, we got him.
Lozinski almost trying to get. No, that was really late. I think, yeah, no, he
Yeah. That was a great slide.
Bofa had that by a landslide.
Not bad, that. That was a great slide. He went left hand in first, farther away from the bag. That's how every young bowl player is taught to slide in. Don't go in with your hand that's closer to the glove. Make them reach across.
Yeah, that's right. And Bofa's is going to walk. Excuse me, Coates.
Number 11,
Not Bofa.
Christian
Bofa is still
Bodenhausen.
sitting on third base.
Oh, let's go. Compete here. Let's go. 2 out. 4 yellow.
And here's the 0-0, and that's going to be yourself.
Christian Badenhausen up. He has walked and flew out to right field in his first 2 appearances.
And there's Coates running, but that's going to be just over. And so D. Simone is going to come in.
Oh, and he's going to go 2.
Coates trying to make the effort come home. He will make it, so that's going to be 8-3. Ramsey leads the Thunderbirds.
And again there, it is a testament to just the defensive struggles that Mahwah has faced. Because, you give up the 1
Number
run,
13,
and yeah, it
William
stings you.
Burke.
But giving up the 2nd run, just not corralling to the baseball, you're going to the side on that. You got to get in front of that one there. And by not doing that, the error by the center fielder gives up a 2nd run, makes it 8-3 with now a runner in scoring position for Wilkirk.
Yeah, that's correct. Down in the dirt. And Bowenhouse is going to make it to third base, setting him up for a 9th run for Ramsey.
Remember, there are two outs. So.
And I will tell you this, Ian Lozinski is only a sophomore, and he plays phenomenal as a catcher, in my honest opinion. He plays just very well to the ball, and the way he just plays, really truly amazes me. And I can even tell you, he doesn't hit most of the time, but however, he's a phenomenal catcher. But he's young too, so the fact that he's even getting this playing time too so early in his career, I think is truly phenomenal.
For sure, and I think it's a confidence thing, especially when you're not seeing the ball. A lot of times people wonder, well, if I can't hit, right, and I can't pitch, how else can I play, right? Fielding's kind of a minute thing in their eyes, but really fielding is one of the most important things in baseball, right? You have a 3-time Gold Glover, they're gonna play regardless of if they can hit or not.
Right.
So I just think a lot of young ball players, they kind of forget the fact that, fielding is possibly the most important thing in the game, because you're always gonna have guys that can hit, but to find a true fielding gem is special.
That's right. So here comes Buser back to the mound. This time talking with Newman rather than Bonanno.
So Anthony Irving was warming up for Ramsey. He will be entering the game in the 3rd inning. And pitching change will be made as Jack Newman will go just 2/3 of an inning, but not all his fault, not all his doing. He just didn't really get a lot of support out there from his fielding.
So here comes Dylan Stark for the Thunderbirds. And Stark is going to be warming up here, so we'll be right back on the Mahwah High School
Your
Sports Ball
attention,
Club radio.
please. Now pitching for the Thunderbirds, number 21,
All right, so we're back here on the Mahwah High School Sports Talk Radio, joined by Nicholas Bosco, alongside my partner,
Ashton John.
and here we are, 8-3 Ramsey at the top of the third, and it has just been a lights-out performance here by the Rams, as they have scored back-to-back innings now with 3 runs, and they have not, and they've had at least 2 runs in innings now.
Yeah, and I mean, this has been, some of the keys that I wrote before the game. Mahwah is going to be their pitching, and it's shown today. 4.7 ERA entering today, and we know we're coming in. This is a Ramsey team that did struggle. The first 6 games of the year per se hitting, minus their first game of the season, but they've really found their stride. And they've shown that so far.
You want a quick look? He wants to be
Back up.
between innings. Forget it. No.
Yes, I'm sorry. And Stark with his first pitch. And it's going to be a 1-0 count. And so that's going to be a foul tip, so it's going to be 1-1. Count here with 2 outs.
And Dylan Stark on the year, right? He is a senior for Mahwah. He has 3 innings pitched. He's allowed 6 hits, 3 walks. He struck out 2 and has given up 4 earned runs. He comes into today with a 9.33 ERA and a 3 whip. And if you don't know what whip is,
not going to get it, so it's going to be a 2-1 count.
Whip is walks and hits per inning pitched. So the lower you get that, the most likely better you'll do.
That's for sure. So 2-1 count here. And umpire giving Stark the ball.
And the umpire, I've noticed he's been very consistent. He's been consistent with his spots inside and low on the plate tonight.
And here's a 2-1. And that's going to be back for a foul ball.
And that one did not go over the net this time.
So a 2-2 count here with 2 outs.
Monaco has walked and singled in his first 2 at-bats.
And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Every single pitcher for Mahwah has hit a player.
Number 5, Sean Saylor.
Cortez being victim to 2 of them.
Yes, for sure.
So here's Saylor now up. He had a ground out and a fly out. YOLO. And it's going to be just low.
Just inside, I think, is what is waved. It's a 50-50 call. Hard for an umpire to really, hone down on that 100% of the time.
For a 1-0 count. And here's the pitch. That's going to be low.
2-seamer there. And spinning action. Something very interesting about Dylan Stark, you may notice, especially when he throws his curveball. If you look out of the hand, he does what's known as tipping the pitch, right? So he's slowing his arm down, and by slowing the arm down, you're allowing the hitter to read the arm angle quicker, which is allowing them to pick up on these off-speed pitches. That's something a lot of even major league pitchers, right? Kenley Jensen, a lot 2 years ago, really struggled with it.
That's very interesting. Thank you for that, Ashton. And that's going to be a pop-up, and it looks like that's going to go foul.
Clark has not been able to get his curveball going today, but it's just a matter of time. He's just got to see one get in the zone.
And that's going to be a drive out to left field. Bottenhouse is going to come home, and so will Kirk. So Ramsey's going to make this a 10-3 game.
Number 2, Anthony Irving.
And that's the play there that you may look at that as a fan and you say, well, you got to die for that. You got to get in more. As the left fielder, that's more of a judgment call. You know, you go in, that gets by you. Now, you're talking potentially 3 runs come home to score. So a little bit of a judgment call there. I think it was the right play by the young freshman Ryan Hawkins.
And he's very smart when it comes to these decisions. And that's going to be outside for a ball 2. And here's the pitch. And it's going to be low for ball 3. And Irving is going to make it.
And Sailor's going to come home. They can't track it. And he will score. And that is just, I mean, if that doesn't sum up Mahwah's experience today, I mean, I just don't know what does.
Yeah, it has not been a great day for Mahwah, as I can say myself.
That's been the 4th wild pitch that a batter has advanced on today.
And that's going to be, looked like, and what it looked like is Irving thought he was going to walk.
He thought it was a little bit high and inside, but.
And there's your ball 4. So there you go. You got Sailor.
Number 35, Nate McLaughlin.
So you got Sailor on 3rd. You got Irving on 1st. And now you got McLaughlin on at the plate. And that's going to be called a strike for strike 1. And here's the 1-0, and that's going to get past Moskowitz. No, that's going to get past McClanahan, excuse me.
So Newman's day
Number
officially
36,
ended with
Alex DeSimone.
5 runs and 4 of them being earned. By the way.
And Ramsey's going to bring in their 12th run. Like you said, Ashton, not Mahwah's day.
It just hasn't been, and it's a shame, you know. Just defensively, they just can't seem to get it going. I mean, 3 runs through 2 innings is, I mean, really not that bad. Ramsey just, I don't know, they just came to show out today. Alex DeSimone walked and singled in an RBI in his 2 at-bats today.
Go, Dale.
Stark on an 0-1. And that's going to be a ball.
Curveball is going to miss. He just hasn't been able to locate the curveball.
This inning started at 5:20 p.m.
Yes, it is now.
It is now
5:45.
5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's the
this
pop
one,
up there.
Easy 3rd out. It will.
And there you have it. That's the end of the inning there. So it's going to be 12-3 Rams when we return. 7 innings scored that run, or 7 runs scored that inning, excuse me. Here we are at the bottom of the third.
Let's go, Matt.
So here's Mackey now up. And Mackey had a base hit this first and was safe. He got a single.
Come on, Maddie.
Very surprising. Chris Marseglia stays in the game. They had a pinch runner for him to say that AI was going to be the new pitcher, but I guess change of plans. And the next pitch Marseglia throw, that'll tie his high so far this season in pitches thrown in a game.
That is 20 pitches from Stark, by the way. And he was sitting with one more out left to go in the inning.
And Marseglia
Mackey's
walks
gonna
the
take
first
a walk.
guy. So he's got a single and a walk now with his 2 at bats.
Number 25,
Mackey got an RBI.
Tyler Tholen.
Now, if I remember correctly, I believe Tholen is hitting today as a pinch hitter for Ian Wilczynski.
And that's going to be a 1-1 count here for Tholen. And I tell you, 6 hits for the Rams on 12 runs. Very, very impressive.
In walks, errors, wild pitches.
You name it.
I mean,
And that's going to be outside for 2-2.
now, Nick's hoping for a comeback here. As you said before, this game is dedicated to someone that was very special to him.
Absolutely.
If you'd like to elaborate on that, I think we definitely could.
Yeah, you know, My grandpa, I'm trying to do the math in my head. My grandpa was 69 when I was born. And I knew him very well. So Tyler Tholen strucking out on a swing there.
It's always tough, you know.
Number 22,
at a young
Alex
age.
Luczynski.
But I just want to say, you know, I'm praying for you, and I think this shows, you know, your dedication to doing this and your love of the game, that, you know, you're out here right now and putting a smile on your face and doing it. And I know he'd be very proud to see you doing this game today. So.
Well, I'm only doing it with the best today, so you know how it is. No, my grandpa, he was a very smart man, very smart in finance. He was a very big Yankees fan too. He knew a lot about the Yankees, very yearly. He saw many championships in his day.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Many,
I haven't seen one yet.
Many championships in his day. I've only seen one.
And I'm a Mets fan, so I've seen 0. So that's grounded, and there's an error by Ramsey. There's second.
So here is Mackey's going to make it to third. Will he go home? No, he won't. And so that is going to be a base hit there by Luczynski.
Number 7, Charlie Sariti.
You know, an old memory I have with him was I was in a lot of the time. So he had a very old Monopoly set, and we would constantly play with that Monopoly set all the time. A lot of the pieces were ripped, but he kept it very nice for the most part. And that's going to be, Charlie's going to get hit by a pitch there. So Hawkins, so now the bases are loaded for
Number
Hawkins.
16, Ryan Hawkins.
But my grandpa, he traveled a lot around the country. He traveled a lot with my Uncle Chris when he was in the Navy. He was on a Tiger cruise from Pearl Harbor to San Diego on the USS Constellation and Everett, Washington, to San Diego on the USS Carl Vinci. And you know, he was a nice, classic Italian man. You know, he made a lot of pasta. He was I tell you what, you ever try his pizza, you'd be shocked.
Really?
You'd be out of his.
Now I wish I tried it. I mean, that's as good as you say.
We still make it today.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rams, number 2, Anthony Irvin.
Still make it today.
I mean, do you know his recipe, or?
I do.
You do? So you can make it yourself.
You know what? You can. You know why? Because it was a secret. So it looks like we have a pitcher change here, though, for Ramsey.
Anthony Irving entered the game. Now Marseilles went 2 1/3 with 3 hits, 4 walks, 1 hit batter, 3 Ks on 62 pitches. So far, it's 3 runs allowed, with 2 of them being earned, but that could very well change.
Yeah. We had a lot of different. We watched a lot of Ranger games together. I will tell you that. We talked a lot about football. We had a very close relationship when it came to football.
I hope he wasn't a Jets fan.
No, he was a Giants fan.
Perfect.
And he came to a lot of my hockey games. Very much supported me during my JV days. Came to 1 or 2 varsity games because he was, he's still feeling a little ill at the time. I tell you what, though. Came to my championship baseball game. rec baseball. We won. We were the New York Mets, and we defeated the Chicago Cubs in Mahwah rec baseball. And I'll never forget that.
Well, I know I very much enjoyed the stories. I thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of times it's tough to share a lot of the stories. But seemed like your grandpa was just he was not just a great man, but he was a great friend to you, right? Great mentor, and
Absolutely.
it's great to have those people that you can look up to, for sure. So
Thank you, Ashton.
I definitely know I'm praying for you, and everyone watching is probably praying for you as well. So.
Hawkins hits it to deep left field. It's dropping, and Mackey's going to come home.
And look at this, we started talking about your grandpa and Mahwah scores, so we might need to keep it going for your sake.
Just maybe.
Number 3, Danny McClanahan.
Well, let me tell you, this is an absolutely amazing song.
I'm telling you.
One of my favorites.
I'm telling you, FGL's the move. So here's McClanahan back up. McClanahan had a base hit on an error.
And he walked. Oh, and that's a rocket.
McClanahan going deep, and it's going to drop. Yeah. So here comes Laskinski in.
Stay up.
And here comes Sariti in. And Danny McClanahan with the huge double there. And Mahwah is going to cut the Ramsey's lead to 6 now.
And like I
Number 1,
said, I couldn't say 6 now, but now it is official. It's going to be 6 runs, 5 earned for Chris Marseglia for Ramsey.
Absolutely.
As Anthony Irving now has 2 on for him, both in scoring position.
So here's the FDU commit, Tyler Worth. Worth made it on base both times. First was a double. No, excuse me. First was a hit to left center single, and the second was a double.
And he's just, like I said, coming into this game, he was hitting 500, which, is just surreal. I mean, you're talking about a guy who 1 every 2 at-bats gets a hit, and
That's
he
deep.
drives another one in between.
And that's
Caught
a big-
1, Dylan Stark.
Like I said, I can go on and on about my grandpa. It was very close to me, as you can see in the top right corner of your screen. That's a wild pitch, and McClanahan is going to make it home.
And just those people scoring, and if you want to keep track of runs and earned runs, wild pitches do count towards the pitcher. So that would be an earned run there for Anthony Irving.
That's going to be a strike.
So Newman struck out his first time up, and then he walked his second time up, and then on a balk advanced to second. It's now a 4-run game.
And that's a very interesting...
He's going to chase a high one, and that's the second time he did that today. On his strikeout, he chased a pitch outside of the zone high, and he does it again here for the 3rd out.
So that concludes the inning. And we will be right back.
When's it gonna start?
All right, here we go. Top of the 4th inning here, and to start off this inning, we're gonna have Mr. J's son, Steven, join on. Steven, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing good, man. Well, you're gonna call an inning now. You excited?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Alrighty.
Well, that ball's ripped.
Ripped there by
That
Boffo,
was
but caught.
Cut.
You know who that catch was made by? You know who's out there in left field tonight?
Hawkin. No. Hawkin.
Yep, that's right.
Hawkin made the catch.
Number 37, Roberto Cotes.
Roberto up to the plate. Left-hander.
He's been hit twice and walked once.
Here's the pitch. That'll be low for a ball.
Still on the mound for Mahwah is Dylan Stark.
And Stark with the pitch. That ball would be popped up and foul. That'll be a ball.
Count is 2-1 with one away. 12-8 game, but Mahwah has 8 hits compared to Ramsey's 6.
That ball would be popped up, another foul ball. You're in the same spot.
Count goes to 2-2 here to Cotes.
Here's the pitch from Dylan. That'll be
Ground ball,
Fielded.
hit, fielded, and another error for Mahwah, and that is their 6th of the game. That is the 6th error for Mahwah.
Number 11, Christian Bodenhausen.
So, Steven, is this what you want to do when you grow up? Become a professional announcer?
I'd rather be a baseball player.
I'd rather be a baseball player. Well, that's pretty cool. Who's your favorite team?
The Mets.
You're a Mets fan? I'm a Mets fan.
Yep.
Man, sometimes it's a real struggle, but who's your favorite player of all time?
Oh God. Well, for every team.
Yep, we'll do every team and then we'll do for the Mets.
Okay. Favorite player of all time, probably Hank Aaron.
Oh man, that's a good one.
And for the Mets, no, I just like Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza?
Yeah.
Mike Piazza was very cool.
Yeah.
I met him down when I was in Martha's Vineyard, which was a pretty nice experience. That was flat out to center.
He's out.
Oh! And they're going to call him safe going back in a first, and you think that was the wrong call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 13, William Kirk.
I would have to agree with you there. I don't think that was particularly the correct call. And now Will Kirk steps up, and he's committed to Virginia, and he has a second, third round grade on him if he declares for the MLB draft. So, what position do you play?
Pitcher and first.
You're a pitcher. Well, Will Kirk is the #1 left-handed pitcher in all of Jersey. So, he would be a great guy to talk to, and if you want after the game, I can probably be able to set something up for you there if you'd like. You could talk to Will Kirk. I can help you get in touch with him.
That's cool. I'll be a ball away.
1-1. Mahwah trying to make this the first half inning where no runs have been scored.
Popped up and cut.
Caught right there by the shortstop, McClanahan. And that'll end the top half of the 4th. Ramsey will get no hits. They leave one on base due to an error. No walks, no runs. And they, for the first time Do not score.
Leading off for the Thunderbirds, number 28, Dylan Moskowitz.
Dylan Moskowitz leading up. What's your opinion on Dylan Moskowitz so far this year?
I think he's doing great.
He's doing pretty good. Let's take a look here at his numbers so far on the air. Moskowitz has 6 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI. So it's right about a 300 average.
The Mahwah team is mainly used of seniors or juniors.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like that.
However, they do have 2 sophomores and a freshman
Yeah.
on their team.
I gotta say, what's your favorite baseball player of all time?
Now that's an interesting one. For me, I was always a pitcher and I never threw hard. So I looked up to a guy like Greg Maddux. Who, when you watch Greg play, his whole thing was command and location and not really velocity. So I definitely loved him. And then for Mets, I mean, I always grew up a huge Mets fan, and I got to, the privilege of watching guys like David Wright and Daniel Murphy play in their prime. So I would probably say either David Wright or more currently David Peterson, just because I loved him when he got drafted out of Oregon.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, most likely David Wright for the Mets, Greg Maddux all time. That was fouled away by Moskowitz.
And here's the pitch to Dylan. Dylan tips it into the catcher's glove for strike 3.
Great pitch there by Anthony Irving.
Number 12, Matt Mackey.
Matt here up to the plate. Matt looks like he has a nice bat.
You like his bat?
Oh,
Him there.
hopped him here,
As
and
I think they're gonna rule that.
it's a hit.
Yeah, I think they're gonna rule that as a hit. So that's fair play, but if you watch
Number 25,
third baseman Roberto Coaches, he did what a lot of
Tyler
young players do, including myself when I played second base on occasion. You go to it on the side to try to make it quicker.
Yeah, it's called an Olay.
You want to get in front of it, do the alligator as they called it.
Yeah. He had a nice hit here today.
That was a very nice hit.
Oh, and he hits that one, and that will...
Stolen is struck out, and grounded out,
caught
and now he
by the
flies
center
out.
fielder
So
for an out.
number
Owen has
22,
done the
Alex
trifecta today.
Lipinski.
He grounded out, he struck out, and he now flew out. Lipinski up, he grounded out and got on via an error.
Petrinski up to the plate. Here's pitch. Low for a ball.
Yeah, that was a two-seam fastball out of the hands. And you could tell the difference between the two and the four-seam based on the grip of your hand on the ball. The four-seam will spin more so outside
That would be a
per
nice
se
catch.
of the laces, where the two-seam goes in, as Luchinsky flew out to left on a beautiful catch. And that marks the end of the fourth inning. Mahwah 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 left on base. And at the end of 4, Ramsey 12, Mahwah 8.
Here's Luke Monaco back up. Oh, also, I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. Steven did a great job, right? You have to take into account he did it without having any prep, right? He had nothing in front of him, not even the names. So
Exactly.
kudos to him for doing that. I know, especially at his age, I would probably be way too scared to do this.
No, he's a very confident kid. A lot of people, you know, if you know Steve really well, then you'll know a lot of people love him. Everybody will cheer for him, and it's just good kid, you know.
For sure.
Monaco with a bomb out to center field, and it's going to be
That's
caught by McClanahan. But yeah,
Number 5, Sean Saylor.
Sean Saylor is 2 for 3 today, 2 singles, 4 total RBIs, and he's coming off of a excellent play in left field to end the inning.
There's the
Dylan
0-1.
Stork is still out there. He has gone the longest out of any pitcher so far for Mahwah.
This is going to be outside. One count. And that was the first inning where nobody scored from either team, which is very interesting, to say the least.
But I will tell you, the game has definitely changed over the years, you know, from the way we've watched it, especially in the majors, where it used to be 5 runs is a lot, you know, but now,
Dylan,
you know, 5 runs is not a lot.
Dylan Moskowitz there with a terrible error. As you can see, he is very ashamed
Number
of himself
2,
there.
Anthony
And that
Irvin.
is, I hate to do this to you, I hate to bring it up, but the 7th Mahwah error today.
7th.
So, yeah, they have definitely struggled in that department tonight, and you can see it on the box score. I mean, it's affecting them. You know, at no point ever should you be really out hitting your opponent and be down 4 runs unless all 7 hits are home runs. So,
That's correct.
And errors.
Stark with the pitch, and that's going to be a beautiful right down the middle strike there by Stark.
4-seam fastball. The most effective pitch in the game. Every single pitcher has it in their repertoire. And the reason is because it's the easiest and most consistent to get in for a strike.
That's correct. So the 0-1 count here for Irving. And he's going to check Sailor there. And that's going to be a pop fly. Stark trying to make the catch, and he does. Is that a double play? And it is! It's a double play there from Dylan Stark, and the Thunderbirds are going to end this inning with a beautiful way to end it there. 8-12, Thunderbirds are down by 4, and looks like Thunderbirds could get a little bit of light here when we return. Thunderbirds 8, Rams 12. Welcome back to the Mahwah High School Sports Talk Radio here. 8-12 Ramsey leads against the Birds, but it is coming down to the wire. And the pitch. Sariti going to take the first one.
AI out there for his
bottom of the 5th here. So, according to this, we'll have about 5 more innings.
And he's out there for his technical 3rd inning of work. He's gone through 2.
Like we were saying earlier, Sariti is going to Clemson University. And the 0-2.
Well,
Did not go.
AI has gone through 1.2 innings of work, so this would actually be his second inning out.
Yeah, like you said, incredible ball playing by Sariti.
For sure, he's been doing good today. He struggled today on the mound, at bat, but in the field, he's one of the few Thunderbirds to not error it today. And overall on the year, he's hit it nicely. So
2-2 count here.
One.
And swing and a miss, and they're going to get him for out number 1.
And that's not what Sariti was looking for. Good pitch there, just a little bit high,
16,
but it is close. On a pitch like that,
Puckett.
shortening up your swing is key. And he did it. It was just a better executed pitch.
Charlie showing some verbal anger there.
Yes, it was.
So here's
Things
Hawkin.
that cannot be repeated.
Hawkin pop up. And it's going to be caught by...
Joe Baffa.
And Hawkins going to be out. So here's Danny back up.
Number 3, Danny McClanahan.
Down for you.
Like I said, man, after he has to move, you know, you can't really get mad at Cruz, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if y'all saw me, I'm dancing.
Let's go 3. Let's go 3.
Tyler, we're throwing
Clanahan, 1 for 2. He got on bases. First inning on an error. Then he walked, and then he doubled. Then he has 2 RBIs.
That's going to be high for a ball 1. And we didn't really talk about McClanahan in his last performance. McClanahan, he had a hit. He went 1 for 4 last game, and he got a run. He got 2 RBIs though, however. Made on first base and walked.
Yeah, McClanahan on the year has a 4.29 average. Slugging percentage of 5.24 is.
Bofa's going to get a nice one to the noggin there.
Yeah, Baffa there, and it's not what you want to see, especially out of a catcher, you know, where your eyes have to constantly change levels. And coaches are out, and he's checking on him.
Papers flying everywhere, you know.
The wind is starting to pick up for sure.
And it is not nice.
Now for McClanahan, just bring up his average and the slugging percentage, but the big thing to note is he gets on base 2 out of every 3 at bats on average, which is very, very good.
McClanahan with a drive out to center field, and it looks like it's going to be caught.
McLaughlin there.
He's going to retire the side, so it's going to be 8-12 Ramsey when we return. Coming up, top of the 6th. And here we are back on the Sports Talk Radio. and Stark with 40 pitches on the day. And he's going to start the top of the 6th with a strike.
And Stark, by far, has been their most consistent pitcher. He has led them through 2 scoreless innings for Ramsey.
So here is McLaughlin. Two one count.
Sorry.
And here's the pitch, and that's going to be a hit by, nope,
Oh.
going to be foul by McLaughlin.
Just early on that. That's when you got to wait back on a little bit. You could tell he was expecting fastball. On that one.
And a
Stark gets him on a
swing.
beautiful curve. That's an out.
And he's going to retire the side, so it's going to be 1 out for the
Thunderbirds.
Number 36,
And
Alex
that's-
D. Simone.
And now, you're seeing Stark's confidence really happen, right? He didn't have his off speed early on when he stepped in, so he went to the fastball. And now you see him, he's getting his changeup better. He's executing that curveball, and that was just a beautiful pitch to get that strikeout. So
Yeah, and it's always good to see Stark at the mound because he never really gets to see it very often, so he gets to perform very, very nicely.
For sure. And Allen scrapes him. That is now the 4th hit by pitch that Mahwah has done to Ramsey. Who knows? Maybe one more. We get a bench clearing brawl.
Your attention, please.
Potentially.
Pitch hitting for the Rams, number 33, Jack Godwin.
So Jack Godwin, he is a junior. He will be coming in to pinch hit for the catcher Joe Baffa, who I guess we did expect. He did take a big fastball right to the head. So this could just be a precautionary takeout on Joe.
We see a lot of different types of heckles from opposing teams here at Mahwah High School.
Yeah, exactly.
Indian Hills, alongside, and there's a catch from McClanahan. Could
And
he
they're going to
pick
double him off again? No,
he
they're not.
doesn't.
D. Simone's going to be very lucky to get that. However, that was good contact there by Jack Godwin. That'll increase his slugging percentage, not his batting average. His batting average will go
Number
to
37,
250
Roberto
now. It's
Cortez.
his 1-4.
But like I was saying earlier, with the heckling, and I can,
For sure.
and even alongside our broadcast crew today, Chris Abate, he can speak for me. The Indian Hills team, very, very loud team. You will say that, and everybody knows a thing or two. Chris played at Indian Hills a couple times this year for basketball. Very physical team, very aggressive team, and even myself playing Ramsey Hills for hockey. They're a very rowdy team, we'll say.
For sure. That one was a drive, definitely over 300 feet, but not the 345 needed for the home run.
And that's going to end the top of the 6th, and it's going to be 8-12, still Ramsey leading when we return. Here we are back here, Sports Talk Radio. Tyler Worth now up for the Mahwah Thunderbirds, and Dylan Stark in the hole.
That's even good. He is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, and he has a sacrifice fly. The sac fly does not count.
And
Towards your at bat per se.
And on our Sports Talk report, we did say that there was a very high chance of thunder tonight. And as I'm saying this, Tyler Worth has just been hit by a pitch, so he will advance to first base. Anyways, as I was saying, so it was supposed to thunder today, and it just did not. And that's a really good thing.
Number 21.
I don't think we had. I know Chris Abate can say this for us. I know Chase Moskowitz can say it for us too. I don't think we've had a single broadcast yet where it was not raining. It's been raining heavily in these last few games for the Mahwah baseball team. And you know what? That was the enjoyment of calling the football games, because we were sitting in the brand new box of the Mahwah High School. And as I'm saying that, the box just gets destroyed by a baseball.
And then one thing, if you look very closely at Stark's helmet, you'll see the breast cancer awareness logo on the helmet. I think that's absolutely a
I think that's
touch.
leukemia for the orange.
Or is it leukemia? I can't tell if it's pink or if it's orange.
No, that's orange. That's orange. It looks orange. It looks
well,
orange.
Then it's for the leukemia.
Yeah, that's orange. That's orange.
Yeah, it is. Now that it's closer, I can see it. So, I always like to point out those little subtle details. Just because I think it's great that people do show love to it.
And there's a nice hit there by Stark. He's going to get it out to right field. Tyler Worth's going to make it to second, and Stark will advance to first. And there is a beautiful setup here, as here comes Max Ingerman.
Number 13.
And just like that, we'll have a runner again in scoring position. Nobody out, as Joe Boffa will go and talk to his pitcher, but first and second, nobody out, right? You have a very good hitter up at the plate here in Max Ingerman, right? Who's in and they're playing the South Park version.
Yeah, I was just going to make a comment on that. That's a very interesting pick there from Mr. Ingerman. Yeah. As some people like to nickname him Fingy. Here comes the JV baseball team coming back from their game.
All right, come on now.
And that's going to be strike
controversial
there.
Strike. I thought, that was a little bit high, but.
And the 0-1 here. And Ingerman, very interesting with the choice with no baseball gloves.
For sure, that's something that the very few times I did actually got a chance to bat when we were up 20 runs, I could never do. I commend people who can go with no gloves.
It just doesn't look right for some reason.
You know what? It doesn't, but I definitely commend it,
100%.
On deck, by the way, is Mackey.
And the 0-2.
Out again. We're gonna fight 1-3. And you'll notice here about Ingerman's batting style. He's very quick, short and quick to the ball. He's not trying to drive it 380 feet. He's just trying to make that quick contact, advance the runners over, and get a blue hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Which in a game like this is definitely important.
And the 0-2. And it has to be a swing and a miss. And Ingerman is going to get the first out from Mahwah. While we have this moment here, we'd like to thank our sponsor of the day, Mahwah Deli. Mahwah Deli has been sponsoring us for a while now. We'd like to thank them with some of the best bacon, egg, and cheeses that you'll find in Mahwah, and some of the best people with Patty and Les. You can find Mahwah Deli on 11 Miller Road, Mahwah, New Jersey. That's 11 Miller Road, Mahwah, New Jersey. Go get yourself a Beck.
One day you'll be sponsored by Bigelow Tea. Don't worry about it.
By who?
Bigelow Tea. Proud sponsors of the New York Giants.
Maybe cars?
Or Hyundai. Or cars.
Or cars, or
You know,
cars.
I feel like we could get cars, but our owner's a little bit, you know.
Rob, pick up the phone.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe one day.
Oh, one count here for Matt.
We could definitely talk to him about it, though.
And the 0-1. And that's a little bit high there. So that's going to be a 1-1 count. Steven took over.
Oh.
And the 1-1 count. I'd like to get Kia to sponsor us.
Kia would be cool. I mean, also Hyundai or try Honda dealers.
Get someone, you know.
It's the proud sponsor of the Yankees, you know. I don't know that one. I only know the Mets. But
We should do something like if we get a sponsor and you hit the scoreboard, then you get like a free car from Mahwah Ford or something.
for sure.
Or Mahwah Honda.
Or I mean, from Mahwah Deli, you know, maybe you get like 2 sandwiches free or something, you know.
That's like 27 cents.
2 sandwiches.
I know. That's a lot. We're asking a lot, but you know, at Coors you could get like a free Mac by it. So I don't know.
Yap City out here. 2-2 count here for Mackey. That's going to be high for a ball 3. And Mackey's a very smart player when it comes to the mound. If you look at some of his players, he got a base hit to first. He walked again. He's had a very good night today.
For sure. I mean, two hits and an RBI. Really tells you what you need to see out of it.
And that's a swing and a miss, and Mackey's going to get retired.
And the high pitches tonight for strikeouts really killed
Number
Mahwah.
25, Tyler Fuller.
Stolen 0 for 3. He has grounded out, struck out, and flew out. So he has the trifecta for outs. Stolen entering today as a 200 average, so he's looking to maybe climb that up. And he might.
And he will.
He will get out again towards left field. So Mahwah don't score again for the 3rd straight inning. There's been no scoring. It was eventful first 3, but nothing in the final 3.
So that's going to conclude the inning. And here we are in the
Top of the 7th.
Top of the 7th. Nothing from both teams.
For the past 3 innings, it's been a pitching battle now.
Pretty much.
As Stark out there for another inning of work, and I just find it so impressive. He's been so dominant. Only 53 pitches thrown up to this point for him, and he's been finding the zone. He's been getting them to swing and, put the ball in play. And sometimes that's the best thing that you could do, even when your field is struggling. So
basically. That's gonna be a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Stark
Christian Badenhausen is up too.
Stark, I think, only giving up 1 or 2 runs, and that is a drive there.
Badenhausen.
That's gonna be caught there by what looks like that is gonna be Marani.
Number 13, William Kirk.
No, that's gonna be Mackey.
Mackey up, he's out in right field. So Badenhausen now goes to 1 and 4 on the day with a walk. After that fly out to right. Kirk has been hit by a pitch. He scored on a wild pitch. And he's gotten a single, and he's been walked, and then he flew out to center, so he's 1 for 2. They've been pitching it very carefully to Kirk the entire game, not leaving anything over the heart of the zone.
That's going to be a foul.
Except for that one. He left that one over the heart of the zone. And that one went foul, so.
Oh, yeah. So 1-2 count here. Will hit it behind. And the
Coming up
1-2.
for Ramsey, by the way. Is
That's
James
a bomb to right field. It's
And
going.
he left one
Goodbye.
And
Will Kirk with a bomb to right field. And it is going to be 13-8 Rams.
And
What a
I
shot.
was just talking about it. You don't want to leave anything over the heart of the plate with this guy. And Stark did it, and he got away with it the first time. It got fouled. '28. As Monaco rips one just foul.
Monaco also having a really good game today.
Monaco is 1 for 2, but he's been hit by a pitch and walked. Kirk now has 3 RBIs on the day after that home run. Two, 1 count. And high ball 3. One to Monaco, and you can tell he's pitching Monaco very carefully as well, because that's ball 4. So Stark, who's been
Number 5, Sean
very
Saylor.
consistent tonight, is now giving up a home run and a walk, and now time is called.
And, we were talking about earlier about the remainder of the Mahwah schedule, but we'll go over it again. Mahwah, they take on Ramsey next, right? At Ramsey. Then they go on to play West Milford. But West Milford hasn't been having so hot of a season. Then you go on to play Paramus, which that should be a win. Demarest, significantly lower in the standings than Mahwah is, sitting at 11th in the power rankings. Then you want to look at Old Japan. That should be a win for Mahwah. Then they go on to play Clifton. So a lot of these games, Mahwah should be winning.
Yeah, very, very winnable. Dwight Englewood's another one that I think is a win there for Mahwah. I mean, Dwight Englewood, I mean, they've struggled the past few years, really getting anything going on the baseball side of things. Clifton is going to be the one that I say, Mahwah may take a little bit too lightly and it may cost them. I think they'll overall win that game, but I do know from experience, if you take Clifton a little too lightly, they can make it pay or make it at least interesting. So,
thanks, man. And yeah, like you were saying, like even if you want to take a like we said, Mahwah, they're on a 3-game winning streak right now. That third inning really hurt them, right? Like Ramsey just don't it's very, very hard to win a game when the team you're playing scores 7 runs in a single inning.
1,000%. And like we said, I mean, after that 7-run inning, I mean, it's been kind of quiet. I mean, the home run by Will Kirk, but
it was quiet.
I mean,
there was a huge crowd earlier, but pretty much everybody has gone away. And I'd also like to mention, that Mahwah, even though they're on a 3-game win streak, they have no excuse to win at least 5 or 6 of these last remaining 7 games in the season.
For sure.
We got Sports Talk member Jack Zermuch with us now. Jack, how you doing right now, man?
Doing good. JV just won 11-9. Doing good.
Good to hear that.
Yep.
And,
12-9, my fault. Gonna have a big comeback here.
Baba here too. Yeah, we had a very interesting stream today. We got Ashton here from Ramsey High School joining us today. Yep. We had Steven Jankowski on earlier.
Nice.
We had two different camera angles today, and all's been pretty well from the Sports Talk Club. Yep. I can't say much for the Mahwah baseball Thunderbirds though.
It'll be good. I believe in Jake Stark here. He's gonna get stuff done.
Jake Stark, the brother of Dylan
Past pitcher Dylan Stark.
Yep.
He's gonna get the job done.
Both of them are seniors.
Yep.
And they are both brothers, identical twins.
Injuries are killing us right now.
For sure. It was
So
very
Jake Stark
interesting to see some of the players from Mahwah just not getting the start today.
We'd like to thank Ashton for joining us today on the Mahwah High School Sports Talk Radio alongside Chris Abate, our cameraman, the rest of the Sports Talk broadcast crew. And Tyler Worth almost picking him off there, as what looks like that Monaco is going to make it all the way to third base.
On a pass ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Monaco, though, very fast. He is second on the team in stolen bases.
And that is a nice shot there from
But
Sailor.
unplayable and caught.
And here comes Monaco to come home.
And sack fly.
He's going to make
Sack
it.
fly for Sean Sailor.
Number 2, Anthony Irving.
And so it's going to be 14-8 Ramsey. This is not a pretty one for Mahwah.
I mean, look.
They've had a couple non-pretty ones like that.
I mean, but look, it's not over. You still got a whole nother bottom half to play in. You have to remember, in the bottom half of the third, they scored 5. Last inning, they had 2 runners on, nobody out. Yes, they couldn't capitalize there, but it's not for a lack of getting the hits. It's not for a lack of getting the base runners on. So the great thing about baseball is all you need is one hit, one momentum swing, and you can get right back into this ball game.
One swing of the bat can change the world.
is the 0-1.
Hey, there you go, Jake.
Yeah, here with his 5th at bat. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. A big scratch that I was surprised to see for the starting lineup for Mahwah today was senior Noah Rostolder.
Rostolder, yeah.
Yeah,
Another
Rostolder.
Jewish name.
Yeah, I thought he was definitely somebody who I was going to see out here today. Another scratch that.
Ross Holder's hammy still really tight.
Yeah, but he was questionable entering today with it. I mean, he's been another guy. He's been tearing the cover off the ball with a 529 slugging percentage and a 382 average.